Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Trauma Plays YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, and I'm back breaking down some more college basketball. Another full day of games, another full day of great games. But we're going to be looking at Creighton going up against Texas A&M. Then we have Houston going up against Notre Dame. 4 plays today, a couple player props, a couple game picks. Let's look at the plays for Tuesday before we get into the action. We had a 1-3 day. Both games were great. Houston was covering with minute 20. Mark Sears had his breakout game, I guess you can say, this season. Figures, when I don't bet him and when I don't take Alabama, he has a good day. So Houston kind of fumbled down the stretch. 4-point lead. Didn't make a couple free throws. Alabama couldn't miss towards the end. They went to overtime. Alabama took over, won the game outright. Kansas just ended 75-72. Nubble was 0 for 7 from 3, and the last shot that he just took right now hit off the backboard, rattled around every part of the rim, and missed. But that was a very good game as well. Kansas did on the money line. Cooper Flagg, he was kept in check, had a couple late turnovers as well in this game, so that's just something to note. And Hunter Dickinson, over 17.5 points, had 13, I want to say. Had a ton of shots in this game, but the kid's got a little Draymond Green in him. What can I say? Didn't think he had that in him, but he was down on the floor, gave the guy a little kick to the head, and he was tossed from the game. Pretty soft, if you ask me, in a game like this, but he was tossed for kicking. He's just, if he's not playing a team who has somebody on the floor that's below 6'8", if all 5 players are not below 6'8", Hunter Dickinson's worthless. But 1-3 day. Not my best stuff, but it was fun watching. Both games were very fun to watch. Learned a lot, especially about Alabama. Alabama made a really good comeback. Alabama played very good offensively going up against that Houston defense. But let's talk about the first play. And again, the brain's in a blender right now. I was looking at the highlights for both these games. I was at work for the Creighton SDSU game, and then I caught the back end of Texas A&M going up against Oregon. But both games were close for the most part. Creighton in the first half was close against SDSU. Then Creighton couldn't make a shot in the second half. SDSU ran away with it. Texas A&M, they were beating Oregon. I think it was 6 whenever I saw it. And then Oregon went on a big old run, and they beat Texas A&M outright by a couple possessions. I initially was going to take Texas A&M. I'm going to stick to my initial instincts. I think Texas A&M is a very gritty program. They're going to play really tough defense in this one. They've got guys that can make open shots. Creighton, on the other hand, they've been soft as baby shit. I don't know what's wrong with Ryan Cockbrenner, but he put up 25-plus points, 30-plus points in the first couple games, and now going up against Nebraska and SDSU, he's been shut down completely. Creighton doesn't have a player right now that's willing to say, give me the ball, I'll go score. Pop Isaac has been decent. Ashworth's really been playing poorly over the last couple of games. He needs to step up. I think Creighton's a disaster right now. Back-to-back losses. They haven't been competitive really in either of those games. In the second half against SDSU, they got ran out of the gym. So I'm going to take Texas A&M here. They're going to play better defense. They got some guys that can make some open shots. I'll take them on the money line. They are the underdog in this game, so give me them on the money line as the play. And for the next play, we're going to be looking at the Houston Cougars going up against Notre Dame. Houston is good. I know that they've lost 2 games now to Auburn and Alabama, but Houston is a very dangerous program. They play great defense. They play good offense. They're typically top 10 in KenPom in both of those categories. Houston is a very scary team. You don't want to see them, especially coming off a loss against Auburn and a loss against Alabama. Notre Dame is in big trouble in this game. Marcus Burton for Notre Dame, he's a freshman, or was a freshman last year, now a sophomore. He's scoring 21.4 points per game. Shrewberry scoring 14.8 points per game. The Irish brought basically everybody back from last season. I do think they have a pretty decent team. The scoring has been there this season. Problem is that they don't play defense, kind of like Alabama, but Notre Dame is nowhere close to the shot making that Alabama is. Notre Dame has not played hardly anybody this season. They beat Georgetown pretty easily, but they lost to Elon in their last game. They don't play any defense. They rely on outscoring you. Houston's already lost 1 game against Auburn. Houston's already lost 1 game against Alabama. This is a proud program. They are going to shut down Notre Dame. They are going to play with their heart on their sleeve in this game. I'm taking the Cougars to blow out Notre Dame by 20-plus points. Give me Houston against the spread as the play. For the player props, we are going to start with Texas A&M going up against Creighton. I'm going to take Wade Taylor. I'm going to take him because he hasn't been shooting well from the field, and he's too good of a player to not find his shot sooner rather than later. We're going to go with his over total points he has been scoring well, even though he's been shooting poorly. He has 15-plus points in 4 consecutive games, and he hasn't really shot above 40% in any of those games. Really, Wade Taylor's a very special talent for Texas A&M. They looked at him for production on that side of the ball more often than not. He's got to come through for his team in this game against Creighton. He has been taking a lot more shots recently. If you're scoring 15-plus points per game and you're shooting below 40% from the field, you're still doing some things right, including he's getting to the free throw line. He's being very aggressive. He's had 5-plus points from the free throw line in 3 of the last 4 days, so he's very productive at the free throw line. Earlier in the season, Texas A&M really didn't need him, but they need him now. They need him against Creighton. They needed him against Oregon. He did shoot 15 times in that game. He just wasn't very effective from the field. I think this is the game. He turns it around. Creighton has not been playing well defensively. Creighton has not been scoring well. I think A&M can run it up on him. I'm going to take him to go over his total points as the first play of the day. And for the second play of the day, we're going to be looking at Houston going up against Notre Dame. I'm going to take L.J. Cryer over his total points. Leading scorer for Houston last season, L.J. Cryer, 15.5 points per game. This season, not the leading scorer, but if you wait about, what time is it, 11? And if you wait about 30 minutes, that Houston page is going to update, and L.J. Cryer is going to be leading scorer because he had 30-plus points tonight going up against Alabama. He has been playing more minutes over the last 2 games, and he has been scoring more over the last 2 games. He logged 19 minutes in the first game, 16 minutes in the third game. But going up against Auburn, he played 27. Going up against Hofstra, he played 28. In that Auburn game, he did struggle from the field, only making 35% of his shots, but he did shoot 14 times. That's a good sign that whenever Houston plays a little bit better competition, this is the guy that shoots the ball the most. We saw that going up against Alabama. That's why I like watching the games before I break these plays down, because he was the guy going up against Alabama, and he was stroking it from 3. He has taken 6-plus threes in half of his games already this season, making over half of his games now because he just torched Alabama from deep. He has shot between 5.3 and 7.8 3-point attempts for the last 4 years in college. So we are going to see him knock down a lot of shots from the outside. He's shooting 41% in his career from the outside. I'm going to take L.J. Cryer here over his total points. Probably going to be, after his performance, 13.5 to 15.5 probably as the play there. Let's go to the recap graphic. We are going to be looking at Texas A&M on the money line. I do think they will come out as the underdog. ESPN has them as only a 35 or 40% favorite to win the game. Houston against the spread, they are a pretty big favorite to win the game. I'm assuming maybe -7, -8, -9, somewhere around there. We'll take Wade Taylor over his total points going up against Creighton, probably going to be 15.5 because he's been at 15 for 4 of the last 5 games. And L.J. Cryer over his total points, 13.5 to 15.5, somewhere around there. Love that play as well. Guys, it's going to do it for the NCAA basketball picks and props for Wednesday, November 27th of the games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.